You walked into this room and you didn't even notice what you just did. Your eyes moved to the corners first, then the windows, then the door you came through just to confirm it's still there. You do this every single time you enter a new space. A restaurant, a waiting room, a friend's living room you've visited 100 times. You call it nothing. You don't even register it as a behavior, but 50,000 years ago, this exact motion kept your ancestors alive long enough to have children. Here's the strange part. You're not scanning because you're anxious. You're scanning because you're human. Let's go back, way back. Picture the African savanna around 2 million years ago. Open grassland, scattered trees, long sightlines broken by tall grass that could hide almost anything. Your ancestors weren't the strongest animals out there. They weren't the fastest either. What they had was attention. Constant, restless, low-grade attention to the edges of every space they entered. The geographer J. Appleton called this the prospect refuge theory back in 1975. His idea was simple, but it explained something nobody had quite put into words before. Humans are drawn to places where they can see out without being seen. A clearing with one entrance, a cave mouth facing open land, a booth in the corner of a restaurant. Why does that booth feel better than the table in the middle of the room? Appleton's answer was that your nervous system is still running ancient software. Prospect means you can see danger coming. Refuge means danger can't easily get to you. Your body wants both at once, all the time, without you asking it to. Notice something. You've probably picked the corner seat before. Maybe today. Maybe this week. You didn't decide that consciously. Something older than conscious thought made the choice for you. Now go back even further, millions of years further, to a question that puzzled researchers for decades. Why are humans across every culture studied unusually fast at spotting snakes? The anthropologist Lynn Isbell spent years building what's now called the snake detection theory. Her research, published in the Journal of Human Evolution, argues that snakes were one of the primary predators shaping primate vision itself. Not lions, not leopards, snakes. Isbell's theory suggests the reason your visual cortex is so good at picking a curved, textured shape out of cluttered grass or fallen leaves isn't an accident. It's a survival tool, built one ancestor at a time, by every primate, that froze a half-second too late. A study led by the psychologist Joshua New, working with researchers at Yale, tested this directly. Volunteers were shown grids of photographs and asked to find a single target image hidden among many others. Snakes were found faster than flowers, faster than mushrooms, faster even than spiders in some trials. Why would speed matter that much? Because a half-second is the difference between a strike and a step backward. Your ancestors who scanned fastest left more descendants. You are descended from the most cautious lookers in the room, not the bravest ones. This is the strange part nobody tells you. Caution didn't make your ancestors weak. Caution made them parents. So here's where the modern mirror starts to take shape. You don't live on a savanna. You don't worry about snakes in the grass on your walk to the coffee shop. And yet the scanning never stopped. Think about the last time you sat down on public transit. Did you glance at who was near you? Did you angle your bag a certain way without thinking about it? That's not paranoia. That's 40 million years of primate vision doing exactly what it was built to do, just aimed at a subway car instead of a riverbank. The psychologist Gordon Orians took this even further with what's known as the savanna hypothesis. Orians studied landscape preferences across cultures and found something consistent almost everywhere he looked. People across vastly different countries who had never seen an African savanna in their lives, scattered trees, open grass, moderate visibility in every direction. Why would someone in Norway feel a flicker of calm looking at a landscape that resembles a continent they've never visited? Orians argued the preference isn't cultural at all. It's older than culture. It's the visual signature of safety itself, encoded before agriculture, before cities, before language as we know it. Question for you. Have you ever felt instantly more relaxed in a park with a wide open lawn than in a dense, narrow alley, even when both were perfectly safe? That's the Savannah hypothesis, running quietly in the background of an afternoon walk. Here's where it gets uncomfortable though. This ancient scanning system wasn't built for the world you actually live in. Your ancestors scanned a landscape that gave clear signals: a rustle in grass, a shadow moving wrong, a silence where birdsong should be. Threat and safety were physical, visible, nearby. Your brain today scans a different kind of landscape: notifications, headlines, an inbox you haven't opened yet. The scanning circuitry hasn't changed, but the input has multiplied 1,000 times over, and most of it isn't a predator at all. This is part of why checking your phone can feel almost involuntary. You're not addicted to the device itself. You're running the oldest behavior you have, applied to a target it was never designed for. Every notification is a rustle in the grass. Your nervous system can't always tell the difference between a text from your boss and a shape moving in tall grass. A 2017 study in the journal Computers in Human Behavior found that the mere presence of a smartphone, even turned off, even face down, measurably reduced participants' performance on attention-demanding tasks. The researchers called it brain drain. Your scanning system can't fully stand down even when there's nothing left to scan. So what do you do with this? You don't need to fight the instinct. You can't really. It's older than your name, older than your language, older than the idea of safety as anything other than a physical fact. But you can recognize it. The next time you walk into a room and your eyes drift to the corners, you'll know what that is. It's not nervousness, it's not weakness, it's an unbroken thread connecting you to every ancestor who looked up from the grass 1 second sooner than the one beside them. The room you're sitting in right now has an exit. You probably already know where it is. You didn't decide to check. Something in you decided for you 50,000 years before you were born.